Okay, so we saw the midwife again today, 9th of October, and it's 40 plus 3 days according to our scan, or if we're working off tomorrow being our due date, 40 weeks tomorrow. But yeah, so we saw the midwife again today and took a bunch of panty liners that I've been wearing over the last 24 hours to get the colour and everything checked out, and she seems pretty happy that it's probably just discharge. My waters have not broken, so we can go back to what we were doing before, which is just waiting for baby to arrive. So yeah, it was good for us to get it checked out, and our midwife was very happy that I'd mentioned it so that we could check. And there is actually a test that my doula told me about that can be done to test the pH of the fluid to see if it's amniotic fluid or just leukorrhea, which is the discharge. And discharge can actually increase a fair bit in like the lead up to actual labour anyway, but it was just because it was becoming more of a trickle, like more of a fluid rather than a discharge, that I had questioned it, or just because I'd mentioned it to my chiropractor and she sort of suggested that I get it checked out. So yeah, yesterday being kind of hooked up to the CTG and getting the speculum investigation, like going inside and just having a look, didn't really give us a definitive answer. But then going back again today, the midwife seemed pretty happy with the fact that it's probably just discharge. They don't have the test accessible to them because they work with the Royal Brisbane Hospital, which is a hospital that have decided that they're not going to utilise the test. But the private midwives have since decided, after my situation, that they're going to invest in the test themselves. So there's a silver lining there for people in the future who might need help with this sort of thing. So yeah, I'm seeing it as the ability to help others moving forward, and I'm very optimistic now because it means that our care doesn't have to change. I don't know if, I can't remember if I mentioned this on yesterday's video, but it just would have meant that if my waters had broken and my contractions hadn't started, using hypnobirthing language, if my membranes hadn't released and my surges hadn't started within a certain amount of time, that I would have required intervention, and it also would have meant that I wouldn't be able to go into the birthing centre, which is where we want to be. We would have had to go into the birthing suite because we would have been a higher risk labour and birth. So yeah, all in all, a pretty positive outcome today, so much happier. And yeah, just back to waiting for Pickle to decide that they're ready to come into the world, but that's all good anytime now over the next couple of weeks. So yeah, I'll go to bed and see what tomorrow brings. Thanks, bye.